truly, the MLS, all that sort of stuff, Redfin, all that stuff. Okay? So it's very, very important that we revitalise the reputation, because I just want to jump down here for a minute. We did a lot of research when we first started auction. The majority of people that came to our open houses were called and surveyed, and we found that 90% of all people that saw the auction property and saw the bidding start from, and saw the date, saw everything, okay, they actually research the auction property first or come to that property first. So we're captivating that marketplace. But not to mention, we're broadening the scope, and I'll talk about that in a minute. However, we sell most of our properties are primary places of residence, homes that like yours that you're living in, okay? We do zero distress, foreclosed, REO and background properties. I know I've mentioned that a few times, just to drive the point home. On average, we get 87 groups of people through the front door of our auction properties, which is about 38% more based on California Association of Realtors numbers. 93.2% of our properties receive offers prior to auction, which is nice, because you get an opportunity to say yes or no. Public inquiry, without agent representation, 42%. 8 other agents from other brands, we still offer the same buyer's commission as what we would a traditional sale, 58%. Okay? And then on average, we get an increase from our bidding start from price, about 26.4%. Now, how that works. Lisa, with an auction, instead of putting a price on it and negotiating down, we put a low price on it that's under your expectations and under what the home's worth, and negotiate up with no ceiling.
So Ben, this all makes a lot of sense, but where would you start my bidding at? I mean, you know, my house is $2.5 million, and I'm worried that you're going to tarnish my reputation by putting it at $2 million. I think people are going to think that the $2 million price is what they can actually get for.
And you know what? I don't mind people's perception of walking in the front door, because we're trying to pull them into your home just to get an emotional attachment to you. Okay? Based on the fact that if someone's got $2 million, they've got $2.5 million as well, they can get there. Because Lisa, I don't want to discriminate based on price, because a lot of agents do. They say, people go, I don't want to pay over $1 million for a home. So no one shows them anything go for $1 million, then all of a sudden they buy a home that's worth $1.5 million. We need to let them commit to the property, engage, look at a property that potentially they might not have looked at, and let's create negotiation up. But also, let me get to this point. Let me explain traditional versus auction in a way that really resonated with me. Now guys, this is something that you should really get, okay? Let me explain auction in a way that resonated with me when I first looked at it. Someone said to me, do you fish? I'm like, what do you mean? Do you go fishing? Of course, I've been fishing before, great. Do you use one line or do you use a net? Typically a line, okay? Compare real estate auction versus traditional, okay? Like using either one line or using a net, okay? Picture this. We list the property traditional. We walk down the pier with one fishing pole. We cast that fishing pole in. We've got a piece of bait on the end. We get the first bite. Something grabs onto the hook. We reel it in. We put it into escrow. Do we want it? Oh, no. Have to throw the fish back, rebait the hook, go through everything again, pick a good spot, cast it out again. Meanwhile, there's been 50,000 fish that have been swimming past us. We've missed all of those because we've had our bait out of the water. It's just not good. Meanwhile, the auction process is out in the ocean, that boat you see, with a net, dragging the ocean. Now it's bringing in all types of stuff. Good, bad, indifferent, stuff we don't want to deal with, stuff we really want to deal with, everything. But what it allows us to do is we bring that net in at the end of our process, okay? Then we can pick and choose who we want to deal with. Rather than having to deal with the first buyer that gets to our price. Lisa, do you want the first buyer or do you want the best buyer? Do you want the first buyer or do you want the best buyer? First buyer, the best buyer. Yeah. Okay? Or you can put it to someone, do you want someone that's going to close or someone that's not going to close? So, what do you think?
What do you think?
I think it's a very interesting process. How much is it going to cost?
Listen, the fees are pretty straightforward. I pay the auctioneer. He gets 0.5% of my commission, and our standard commission rate is the 6%. That's what I will sign the listing at, is 6% with you. But I will put in there 6% subject to negotiation at the time of the contract. Because if we don't get a price you're comfortable with, I'm more than happy to talk about reducing. Guys, this is all about leverage. All about leverage. You never
6% subject to the time of negotiation.
You do not have the power.
At the moment, I don't have the power sitting in the living room without anything signed, do I? I have the power when I'm sitting in front of them with an offer going, hey, we don't really have anyone else, here's the offer. Well, it's less than what I want, you need to reduce your commission. No. Do you want to sell it or not? You have the leverage, okay? So make sure you position yourself correctly. But also, Lisa, I pay the auctioneer 0.5%, okay? So he takes that only if the property sells. The catch is, let me explain something a little bit different about auction. Before we go live as an auction, we do all of our due diligence. Now, this is a very key point I want you to understand. We do a home inspection, we do a termite, we do a natural hazard disclosure, we do a prelim title and all the statutory disclosures as well. We do all of that up front. We provide that online, on the MLS, on our auction website, but also physical copies at the property for the open houses, flash drives, that if anyone's interested, we can hand them over to them. Because, Lisa, if someone's going to buy your property before auction, if someone's going to buy your property on the day of auction, we want to make sure they have all that information, because if they buy it, okay, we want to know that they know what they're buying. Rather than making a decision like a traditional sale, yes, I'll buy that, and then deciding whether or not they want it.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying then is that once we get the so-called buyer in, the one that's actually we're going to actually close with, they're non-contingent?
No, not necessarily, because there might be a finance contingency attached to it, but their inspection contingencies, 80% of the time, will be waived. Unless we don't have the competition, unless we really need to use the inspection contingencies. But Lisa, most of the time they will be waived up front, okay? Based on the fact that they've seen everything. If they want to do their own home inspection, they can do that before we enter escrow. We want some commitment out of them. So getting back to the fees, you will have to pay for a home inspection up front, okay? The natural hazard disclosure is about $150. But also there's an administration fee with an auction of $250. That gets refunded back to you once you sell your home, or it's non-refundable if you choose not to, okay?
So you're asking me to pay 1% higher than the going rate.
Sure.
Commission. And in addition to that, you're asking me to pay $250. Then you're asking me to pay for inspection and all of that. So you're asking me to pay a lot more than I would with Keller Williams.
Absolutely.
Okay. So why should I do that?
Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And I think that if you put it back on the marketplace with Keller Williams, you get the same result as what you had with Coldwell Banker. Because they're not going to do anything differently. So I'm asking you to pay a little bit more. Not really, in a sense, because I want you to look at this. This auction potentially will get you more money. Because we give you the ability to. We negotiate up. But at the same point in time, Lisa, if you're uncomfortable with the upfront costs, then maybe we're not the right fit. Because if you're not willing to invest $500 for an inspection, $250 for an admin fee, and $150 maybe for the natural hazard disclosure, and if you're not willing to make an investment of under $1,000 to make sure that we get the right buyer, we give you the right process, and at the bare minimum, even if you don't sell, you know what your home is worth, then maybe this isn't the right process for you.
All right. Well, that all makes sense. So I think what I'll do is I'll think about it and I'll get back to you.
Okay, that's fine. Lisa, I'm more than happy for you to think about it, because I'd hate for you to make a rush decision today and then sleep on it overnight and regret the decision in the morning. Okay? When would you like me to follow up with you?
You can follow up with you next week.
Great. Have I given you any reason today not to do this?
No, I just have to give it some thought. You know, it's a new process, not familiar with it. I want to talk to some other people that have done the auction and see
Sure.
what kind of success rate they've had.
Right.
You've given me a list here, so I'm pretty confident that it might be something we might be interested in.
What do you think is going to happen if you list with another agent? They do the traditional again.
You know, that's a great question. I think that I'll probably be going down the same path and hopefully ask you to come out in about 9 months.
I've got to be honest with you, Lisa, if you choose somebody else over this process, then that's obviously you're not comfortable with this, and I want you to do something you're comfortable with. I can still help you traditionally, obviously, but I probably, if you called me and said, Ben, would you do this traditionally? I probably wouldn't, because you've already done that and it hasn't worked. Okay? So I've got to realise a bad investment of time, if there's one there, and I don't think doing the same thing is going to help you. You know, the reason, like, you know what, part of my business is, only a small part of my business is auction. It's only about 20% of what I do. I still do 80% traditional sale. But again, I just don't think it's fit for your property. Because I would insult your intelligence if I sat in front of you and told you I'd get you a price, just to merely sit in front of you in 2 weeks because I am a good agent and ask you to reduce your price. The others probably won't do it for 2 months. and it will really hurt the property. Not to mention, I have a reputation in the area to uphold, and if I keep something on the marketplace too long and it hurts the reputation of other homes and the values in the area, it could hurt my business.
That all makes sense. So let me just ask you this. So how long will the listing go on this year? Because, officially it's 6 months, and I'm not comfortable.
You're a $2.5 million property, aren't you?
That's right.
Okay? Only 90 days, though, so that's all I would need, because we have some lead-up time, okay? There's about 2 weeks lead-up, and if I can't sell your home in 90 days, then I'm not the right person to do it. If it's under 1.5, guys, I'll be offering 60 days, okay? Because, seriously, I don't want to list it for longer than 90 days or 60 days anyway, okay? We're good? We're happy? Yes?
What if the property is over 5 or 6 million? Doesn't it take longer?
Yeah, it does. It does. It really does. It does. But at the same point in time, over that amount, you probably would ask for a 6-month listing agreement. But it just depends on their motivation or what it is to get the deal done. I personally still would only ask for 90 days. I don't want it on my books for 90 days long because it's going to cost so much money and time. Time. We know about the time vampires, don't we, Liz? Okay? And properties can be time vampires. Okay? You've got to weigh up an opportunity. Hey, I can list a $5 million property. Personally, would rather list